So hey, we're in the Atherton's pits with Mr. Gee Atherton, 3 weeks after you were here last time. How did the BDS go?
It went okay. I mean, we came up a bit early, did some testing on the new bikes, got the telemetry fired up, you know, really useful weekend, and really felt like we had some good speed on the new bike. Practice went well, time training went well, qualified fastest, and then in my final run, obviously, big crash off the start. Went down pretty hard, dislocated my hip, cracked some vertebrae, knocked myself out, damaged my shoulder. Game over. Big crash, because
we all came down and we sort of watched all the riders come through and you didn't appear, and we thought, oh, you know, fucking hell, maybe you didn't start. And then it took you a while to come down off the hill, didn't it? You basically, podium's finished, and then you came down after the car park had almost cleared out. It took you a while.
I was down for a long time, and I was laying on the hill, obviously I couldn't move. I knew my hip was out straight away, which was pretty disconcerting because, you know, it's a big injury. Pretty worrying. But, you know, you're at the top of the moorland there, and it takes a long time for anyone to get to you. It takes a long time to get you off the hill. Even longer to get to the hospital. So it was a slow process, you know, and it was pretty miserable going through that with that injury, but, you know, I'm fine now. I'm still in one piece.
I mean, I think everybody probably appreciates at home, like, right, this is your life and your job, and the whole season's laid out ahead of you. What goes through your mind when you go over the bars and have a crash out and you're lying there on the ground knowing you've injured yourself like that?
It's hard to say. I mean, you know, most moments you crash in a race run and all you're thinking is, shit, I've wasted my race run. But, you know, occasionally you have the worst kind of crash where you know you're going down hard and you know you've done some serious damage, and at that point, you know, the race is the last thing in your mind. You're thinking about how you are, whether you're going to be okay. You know, instantly I knew I was pretty fucked up. So you know, all that went through my head in like the first few seconds, and after that it was just survival. Trying to get me off the hill.
Do you cope well with injury? Are you someone who are you like methodical about it, or are you?
I think, to be honest, I've got no choice but to deal with it. You know, I've raced downhill mountain bikes for a long time now, all my life, and you know, you either learn to cope with injury or you quit pretty early on. You know,
it's part of the craft of racing.
You don't have a choice. You know, you're going to get injured, you're going to get messed up, and you learn that pretty early on. So you know, I deal with it. Obviously, I'd prefer not to have to, but it's a big part of what we do, and you know, I've been lucky with injury over the years, so when they come you just have to take them, really.
How's the rest of the family cope with it?
They're fine. They're used to it. They've all had their fair share of injuries down in rates, so I think my parents are probably coming off worse, you know, stressing them out.
So you obviously, like, you came down off the hill and you were straight into, did you go to Fort William Hospital first and then?
Yeah, it was a slow process, you know, they got me off the hill, took me to Fort William, x-rayed it, those guys decided they couldn't do anything to it. Hour and a half transfer to Inverness. They eventually got it back in. It was a
wrestled it back in.
It was a messy one, but you know, when you're out on a mountain in the middle of nowhere, it's never going to be a quick evacuation.
And then what's happened since then, up to this point?
Well, we've got a really good team of guys down in Manchester. You know, physios, doctors, surgeons, they've all been flat out on it. They had me in physio, you know, 4 days after it or something. So you know, we're really pushing it, and you know, I'm seeing guys this week. They're going to look in the hip, see what's what, see what they can do. Fingers crossed. It's too early to say, but you know, I'm keen to get back on it, and I think I'm in good position right now, really.
Have you got a plan for what you think might happen over the next few months?
Push with the physio, you know, we'll be right on the limit of what we can do, and we'll be really pushing to get back for the second half of the season. So
so the plan is to be riding again if you can this season?
That's 100% my plan. You know, if I can't, but if there's any way of doing it, I'll be there.
And then what will the goal, obviously you'll miss a couple of races, so the overall goal might not be something.
I think at this point the overall goal is not going to be big on my list of things to achieve, you know. But
does that change the way you can look at the season somehow and change your priorities? Or?
No, but I'm going to be taking each race. You know, if I can do any races, it's a bonus. If I can do, you know, anything on my bike, it's going to be a plus. You know, racing's my job and what we do for a living, but I'm racing because I love it, you know. I want to be back on the bike, and I want to be there racing, and you know, that's for me. That's not for the sponsors or for anyone else. It's for me, and I miss it. You know?
Sure. So talk about something else for a minute. You obviously had a new bike at the British Downhill Series. big wheels. How did that go?
Yeah, really well.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's something we've been working with Trek on for a long time, and you know, those guys are amazing when it comes to developing that stuff. You know, they love the racing as much as we do.
Yeah.
The BDS was the first time we really rolled it out and kind of started to push on it, and it responded well. You know, it felt good, and it was better than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get on a bike and it takes a while to get used to it, but we were up to speed within 2 days. So
brilliant.
Very impressed, and I would have liked a bit more time.
How would you describe the sort of the? People find it hard to pin it down. But how would you describe the benefits of riding a 29-inch downhill bike to a racer?
Well, what you have to remember is that the bike had some changes, you know, apart from the 29 side of it. People are very focused on that, but we've made some improvements from last year to this year. So, you know, straight away that was a big step up, and I noticed that. But the 29 is a lot different. It rolls differently. You know, it just rides a lot differently, and it's not like you jump on it and it's faster straight away, but it has the potential to be faster if you learn to ride it and learn what to do on it.
And do you think, is a 29er faster on every bit of the track here?
I don't think there are many parts of the track where it would be slower.
Do you think? So it's top to bottom, you would pick that over a smaller wheel bike?
Yeah.
Cool, interesting. Do you think people seem to have suddenly, they're like on it, aren't they? Like everyone's trying to cram big wheels in their little bikes and everything. Do you think you've got to have it now?
I don't think you've got to have it. You know, I think it's early days, and I think a lot of boys may make the switch too early. You know, it's not like if there's 29 wheels on your bike, it's going to be faster. You know, you have had to have gone through the process of developing the bike, so everything else fits with it and it's faster in the right way. You know, I think there'll be guys that have tried to do it and might not get the benefits, but I think if you've done it the right way, it's going to be great.
Cool. Okay. And then finally, you might miss a couple of races, so I can ask you the question: who's your money on? If you're not racing, who's going to do well?
Hard to say. Overall, you know, with Lord's been such a mess. You know, it's difficult to say. My money's on Danny for this weekend.
But also on big wheels.
Yeah, and riding them well.
Yeah, he's doing good. So Danny, anyone else for this weekend?
Have to wait and see.
Wait and see. All right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Cheers for your time, mate.
Cheers, pal.
Good luck with it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for watching, everyone.